Hello, Griffin families. So, this term, our topic is Do Cows Drink Milk? And reception will be looking all at farm life, farm animals, and what happens on a farm and why farms are a thing. And in literacy, we are looking at a few different books to help us focus on our farmyard learning. We are looking at Farmyard Hullabaloo, which we've already started with, Farmer Duck, and A Squash and a Squeeze. Through these stories, we are hoping to be able to retell them to each other and our friends, and we are hoping to be able to write about the stories, what happens on a farm, and write the names of different animals we can see on a farm, and the noises they make, and what they eat, and all the fun things that happen around that area. We are also still looking in our phonics at learning all of our sounds and being able to blend our sounds into words if we've still not gotten that far yet. Most of our children know all of their set 1 sounds now, which is absolutely amazing. And we're learning some set 2 sounds as well as trying to make words with our sounds. So again, using your magnetic boards at home to put your different sounds into words would be amazing. And even just verbally saying the different sounds into words. So like ow is cow. Practicing that over and over would be really, really helpful with our children. Lastly, we are trying to make all of our writing recognisable. So our children are getting really, really good now at writing their sounds and their letters. We're just trying to focus on the small details, like making sure that our M's have a stem at the beginning of it, the Maisie, mountain, and making sure that our B's and D's are the right way round, and trying to make sure our L's are longer than our other letters. Just small things like that to make the handwriting even more beautiful. As well as our literacy, we are also looking at our understanding of the world. And again, as we're doing a farm topic, this is a really great way for us to understand the world through nature and what nature looks like in springtime, and about growing plants and crops and things like that, and also about how animals live. We looked at African animals last term, so this term we're looking at different types of animals and how they live over here on farms. As well as this, we're looking at similarities and differences. So again, as I just said, looking at the differences between the animals, and maybe looking at differences between how we live at our house and how a farmer might live on a farm. We're also looking at changes in the weather and in nature. So again, we've seen all the brown leaves on the floor throughout the winter, and now we're going to see the nice new leaves growing back on the trees and all the beautiful flowers we're going to see springing up. We've got a lovely woodland area in our school, so we're going to be spending lots of time out there, outdoors, and learning in the mud. To help with this at home, it'd be really good to discuss weather with the children. We discuss it each day, and we talk about what clothes we wear in different weathers. But it'd be great for you just on the way to school, talk about what you can see, what you can feel, what you can hear, what you can touch, and as well as all of our senses with the weather and with the changing nature. We are also looking at this with materials for our science. So knowing that glass is see-through, and that's why we use it for windows, and knowing that cotton and fabric is warm, and that's why we use it for clothes. We're doing that in school. So again, this discussion at home would be really, really helpful. Lastly, I wanted to talk about physical development. So in our PE, we are doing lots of ball games and trying to develop our body strength and our ball control, and refine our skills that we already have. We're doing longer PE sessions this term now that the children are a bit more grown, a bit more used to what they're doing in PE. We're doing longer sessions, and we are targeting where they could do with either being pushed on further or where they're doing really well with, and trying to get them even further. And we've got a great PE team with that, and we're doing indoor and outdoor PE now that the weather's getting nice, so that's really good. As well as PE, the physical development also comes in small things. So like we've got Play-Doh to help with their fingers and with their pencils, and it'll be really, really good at home to help the children just to do fun, messy things together, getting their fingers moving, like squishy balls or Pop It or Play-Doh or anything at home, just to strengthen up their fingers so that they're able to grip their pencils better. And expressive art and design, we are looking at music and dancing a lot this term. We've been doing that since we've started really, but we're going to carry on with our music and our dancing, and how the music and the dance makes us feel, and how we can move our bodies in different ways, and why music sounds different if it's made from different instruments or different emotions. And we're also using lots and lots of props playing. So we've got puppets, and we've got stick puppets, and we've got masks, and we've got our beautiful home area, which is now a farm shop. So we're using those to act out and express ourselves. And again, to help at home, anything to do with dancing or singing or music or playing, just make-believe playing, would be really, really helpful to our children. So I'm going to pass over to Miss Ty, and she will talk about some of our other curriculum.
In communication and language, we're going to be focusing on non-fiction books. So like Mr. Eccles said, we're focusing on Farmyard Hullabaloo and A Squash and a Squeeze, Farmer Duck. They're all non-fiction books as well. We're aiming to use lots of new vocab with all of this, and to expand the children's knowledge with all of these books as well. They'll be participating in lots of small group discussions, one-to-one discussions with each other, with their grown-ups, and also as a whole class. At home, what you could do is help them just look at lots of other different types of non-fiction. So newspapers, recipes, magazines, those sort of things. Encourage them to have a look at them and expand their vocab. In maths this term, we're looking at number bonds to 10. So they've kind of looked at that in the last term as well, but that's more 0 to 5, whereas this term we're introducing 0 to 10. So hopefully that will be what we're looking at. They're looking at shapes this term as well, 2D and 3D shapes. At home, what we could do to help them is practice their number formation. So a lot of the time when we're writing, the children know what the number looks like in their head, but when they're trying to write it, it's a bit more difficult. So at home, if we just practice that, even when we're out on the streets or in shops, if we pick out a number and ask them, oh, what do you think this number is? That kind of just helps them recall it a bit better. With the shapes, if you at home could look at all the different objects you've got at home, ask them what shape they think that is, whether they think that's a 2D shape or a 3D shape, that would be helpful as well. For personal, social and emotional development this term, we're looking at understanding our own feelings as well as the feelings of other children, other grown-ups, putting ourselves in situations where we understand how the other person is feeling rather than just thinking about how we feel in that moment. We're also going to be looking at managing our own hygiene and personal needs. So at home, we need to really encourage just washing our hands as soon as we've been to the toilet, washing our hands before and after dinner. We do the same thing at school as well, but it'd be helpful for that to carry on at home as well. We're also looking at working and playing cooperatively with others at school, taking turns, sharing with others. So that's really important. We are also looking to kind of go to a farm towards the end of spring too. That will be announced further once we get more details about where we're going, when we're going, but we will let you know about that. Homework, learning through prep, we'll be sending some videos out towards the end of every week just to let you know what you could be doing in the weekends. But like we said, we're focusing on farm life this term, so we'll be linking a video with this, which kind of is talking about Blippi and when he goes to a farm, talking about different animals, focusing on what we've done in lesson as well.
And that's everything. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.